I was incredibly anxious to go ahead and start my first one. So, to further ado, I want to just go ahead and get started on my first topic. Because I was sitting in class and we was having a deep discussion about it today. About the effects of being raised in a single family home. And we're reading a book called The Other Westmore. It's a good book. You should go out there and get it. But it's very powerful, the effects of being raised in a single family home versus being raised in a family with both parents. But that's not to say that there's a better situation, because in many cases it's very much so difficult. Me personally, I was raised in a single family home, raised by my mother. That's who this poem is inspired by. But my brothers and sisters, a couple of them were raised in the home with both their mother and our father. And my brother personally ran away from home. He couldn't deal with it. So even though he's very successful, not to mention my brother is very successful, and I plan to have just as much as a incredible life as he has, because he's traveled all over the world. But me, I personally feel like this poem that I'm about to read, like I said, that I done. Uh, by the way, www.powerpoetry.org. Uh, this is where most of my poems are under the alias of Araya the Gem. Um, but I'm about to read this poem, and this is just the embodiment of how I feel being raised by a single mother is. It's called A Capable Mother. A capable mother in low-income housing is like a Superman in Metropolis. A capable mother is one who has access to a car, and when you have a need, she comes through for you even if it goes unnoticed. A capable mother is one who takes the abuse of a big-headed son yelling at her because he didn't like to be waking up from his sleep abruptly from yelling she's doing just because he didn't do his duties and wash the dishes. A capable mother is one who has only simple methods of winding down, like a beer or two and a cigarette instead of snort or two of cocaine. It's a shame that in the world we live in, working class citizens, in most cases parents, in most cases mothers, get mistreated, walk around feeling defeated, resources depleted, and her children are needy. Sacrifices her life, and she does it all alone. She refuses to say openly her child holds her back, refuses to call her child a mistake, refuses to think anything other than we can make it. Father, the unknown element, not a category in this case, cause where I come from, I was a missed abortion. My father didn't want me. He had 7 already. What he need me for? Pitiful. My mama do the most. I barely notice. She's such a strong woman. I'm steady pointing out her weaknesses, and I feel it because of lack of encouragement. She's not used to it, so I don't get it. Like, we know our mothers love us, we just don't hear it. Shout out to single mothers who struggle for us everywhere. Special love to my mother. I know she will always be there for me. Now, why was that poem so important? Because being raised by a single mother led me to know that it takes a lot. Now, I don't ever plan on being the type of father that my father was. Not to say that he doesn't support me at all. It's just my father's incredibly aggressive. My mother was supportive, but she was also busy. So she really never had enough time for me. And then when she did have time for me, it was very quick for me to get on her nerves because me and her never clicked. I'm not even a father yet. I'm not a parent at all. But one of the most important things that I've learned watching other parents and living my life without the correct responses from my parents that I actually wanted is, yeah, it's true. It takes a village to raise a family. It takes a village to raise a child. And money can't replace the feeling that that child needs to have his parent there. But if you don't spend time with your child, if you don't get the chance or provide the opportunity to know who your child is as a person, there will never be a successful father-son, daughter-son, mother-son, father-son, etc., etc. It will never be a good relationship there if the parents don't understand and know their child, or even take the correct steps to actually get there. Now, the being your kid's friend thing, that doesn't work either, because in hindsight, your child will blatantly disrespect you. But it's always important to know who you are, and the only way you're gonna find that out is if you know your parents and your parents know you. Because you never want to get into the situation where you're sitting there listening to your parents boost stats about you, and you're listening and listening, and you're sitting there trying to figure out who the hell are they describing, because the person that they're describing of who they think you are versus the person that you actually are two completely different people. Now, this is the first official installment. I dropped the poem and I touched on the subject. I ain't trying to make these videos too long, so this is a capable mother. Alright, I'll holler at y'all. See y'all next time. Peace.